Hey YHS Universe, Jakey here from YHS on Monster Island, but today we're more like YHS in the greater Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex because we are going to go hunt some Kaiju. That's right. Now, I might not be the expert level toy hunter as a Jake or an Abby or a Craig, but I have a few tricks. I know a few things. I've been doing it a while, and we're gonna go try to hit up three places in the DFW Metroplex. Number one, Dallas Vintage Toys. I believe some photos of Dallas Vintage Toys recently popped up in group therapy, so it's a cool store, great aesthetic. I haven't been in a while, but and only I think once since they have moved locations from the original store last June. It's a good store. I don't recall how much Godzilla merch or Kaiju merch they had, but we will see. And then after that, I'm going to go up a little bit north, also in Plano, to the Mataya Market. Now, within Mataya Market, there's a store within a store, the Kinokuniya bookstore. And if you recall, when Godzilla King of the Monsters came out in theaters, there was a big push and advertisement for these Godzilla pop-up stores. I think that was a little misleading because they were more similar to a few shelves that had some merch from the Godzilla store in Tokyo, and they popped up in these Kinokuniya bookstores. I'm lucky here in Dallas area. We have two. We have one in Carrollton, which is the one that I normally go to, and that's actually a standalone bookstore. It's not within the marketplace. And then the one up in Plano, which I haven't been to in about a year, which is where I'm heading today. A little smaller, but we'll see if they have any new stuff from the Godzilla store. And then if I have time on the way back, I'm gonna hit up the Stonebriar Center in Frisco, Texas, the Stonebriar Mall, and Jaydens Toys, which is really neat to see a vintage store within the confines, the environment of a shopping mall. And malls are alive and well here in Texas. We have a lot of them, and they're still packed, COVID or no COVID. And so I'm gonna hopefully be able to chance to go to Jaydens. I was there a couple weeks back and actually had a really good find. I found a 98 Marmot Vinyl Legion Showa Mothra with the red eye variant. Got it for like $100, which is a great price for that, and it's really just hard to find. So I don't know if they'll have anything new, we'll see, but they had a few odds and ends Godzilla things, and some were a little overpriced, but we'll see what they have today. And so that's the plan, to hit those three up, and I will catch you on the flip side. And as always, Kaiju Soshingeki. Okay, first stop, Dallas Vintage Toys. We are here, and let's hope they have some Kaiju. I just got done at Dallas Vintage Toys, and let me tell you, it is a great store. Definitely a destination store, the premier vintage toy store here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And, you know, like many of us, when we go into a store, we end up coming out with something that we didn't even think was there or was in the consideration set, and that's what happened today. So I picked up two things. The first one, really pumped about. Like I said, wasn't on my to-get list, but it was hard to pass up, and that is this bad boy right here. That is, if you can see that, that is a Bandai 1983, the Shah Khan remote control Godzilla. So pretty cool stuff, and it is in box, in package, and this thing is pretty bad. They gave me a little bit of a deal on here. I will say, you're not going to find a ton of good deals at Dallas Vintage Toys. It's the normal local vintage dealer markups with it, you know, like maybe right below eBay prices. The other one was a little bit smaller of a purchase, but you know, not an entirely small one, and that is, and Jake would be happy because one of his favorite lines and his favorite Kaiju, and that would be the Trendmasters by Alante in package, which I don't collect Trendmasters, but I saw that. I just felt that it was a good omen, especially as we kick off YHS on Monster Island. So that's what I found at Dallas Vintage Toys. This place, like I said, is awesome. Doesn't matter if you collect Star Wars or Kaiju or anything. No Dino Riders, but everything else pretty badass, and really just a cool shop, especially if you're into Star Wars. So anyway, on to Mataya Market. So the bad news is I had to do a little bit of a detour, go back home. The good news is now I have a helper. Who's your favorite monster?
Muffler.
To hit up these last 2 stores. So I will see you in a second. And let's go into Mitsuwa. So not a ton at this Kinokuniya location, as you saw. However, I didn't get anything, but my little helper did. 2 of these little 2019 Bandai blind bags. So pretty cool stuff. So I'll let you know which monster she gets, but she's pretty excited. And we just reached Frisco, Texas and the Stonebriar Center, and we're gonna head into Jaydens Toys right now. So this was the haul today. Not bad for hitting up 3 stores, kind of on a whim. Once again, the Sharkon Bandai Godzilla remote control from 1983. Little in package by Alante from the Trendmasters line. And then these 2 little blind bags. Now these aren't even mine. These are my daughter's, but I wanted to show them off anyway. Just basic 2019 Bandai blind bag, little guys, not huge. And let me take a deeper dive here at these. So this is the one I'm most excited. Really cool packaging here. I like it. I dig it. It's definitely of the early 80s. Really cool stuff. And let's see what came with this bad boy here. Okay, cool. We have the paper cutouts, the cardboard cutouts, I should say, of the Tokyo Tower. And take off the styrofoam. Oh, cool. Look at these instructions. Very neat. I dig that. Very cool. Yeah, I don't want to eat the batteries. That would be bad. And then here he is. Oh, look at this. Very cool. I dig it. I dig it. Once again, very, very 1980s stylized there. Okay, we have the remote control. So it appears we're missing the batteries that came with it that would come here, but that's okay. They probably exploded. And yeah, so pretty neat stuff there. And then moving on, wow, this guy, the Biollante, I mean, a lot of folks that are listening to the YHS on Monster Island are probably very familiar with Trendmasters. But it was cool to get this guy. I don't collect Trendmasters. I had the entire line, well, not the entire line. I had the entire first wave for a long time, but sold those just, even though they were important to my collecting journey because they were some of the first that we were able to see in the States. And I know very important to Jake's as well. I never decided to rebuy them again. I do have a few pieces, including one of the big multi-packs, but I do dig it. And when I saw this at the store, I think it just made a lot of sense to have. So very cool. A little bit of sticker wear there, but other than that, pretty darn good shape. And I love this. The Godzilla Wars coming soon with the infamous Space Godzilla, which I know got Jake excited for that space design, or excuse me, that creature design, but pretty cool stuff here.